BBOR Black Box Online Radio, coming to you from West Virginia. BlackBoxNid88 on Instagram for the bonus podcast. And welcome to BBOR, the home of true crime talk radio and your premier destination for unsolved mysteries, criminal psychology, and exploring the dark side of cyberspace. My name is Ned DEHAN, and I am your host, as well as the creator of AstroPsych 400 here on YouTube, and regular contributor to the Zodiac Killer channel. And a great way to support these shows is just by listening to some more content. But you can also go over to Amazon.com and have a look at the book Killer on a White Horse, written by me, Ned DEHAN. It is a novel, murder mystery, inspired by the Zodiac Manson connection, but it is indeed fictional. However, who doesn't love a good mystery? And there is always the Teespring page. Feel free to check out some of the merchandise. And remember, being weird is not a crime. Let the show begin. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to BlackBoxOnlineRadio. This is going to be a very brief episode, mostly just an announcement, and that is that there has been an arrest made in the Elijah Wood case. And I confess I'm not the first person to break this news story, but I've also talked about how I'm a big fan of the Lord Nart's channel, especially the Friday episodes, and I turned it on today, and they were talking about how this arrest had been made. Elijah Wood was murdered in March of 2021, and his case became very well discussed on the internet because of a particular video that had been going around. Elijah Wood was a cashier at a RaceTrac store in Georgia, and somebody ran into the store, didn't steal anything, but pulled out a gun, shot Elijah Wood, and then ran back out. And there was a very large debate going on. Was the person in the video a man or a woman, male or female? And I think that's the reason why this case received so much attention and so many YouTubers wanted to discuss it. And I did several segments on this channel called True Crime Talk Radio. That used to be the name of the Tuesday show. And I featured this video of the perpetrator running into the racetrack, shooting Elijah Wood, and running out. And people were just trying to get some more information. And I saw that there had been an arrest made, and that suspect is named Akil Crumpton. And much in agreement with John Lorden when he said that he didn't think that there would be an arrest made anytime soon. I also thought that. I mean, all they had was a surveillance video of somebody who was wearing a black mask who ran in the store and ran out. You could definitely tell the perpetrator was African American, and it seemed like that was pretty much it. But Akil Crumpton is innocent until proven guilty. We need to be very clear about that, but I have to give a lot of respect to Aaron Stoner, the YouTuber who first introduced me to the murder of Elijah Wood, and he was doing some in-depth analysis of the video, firstly to try and find out, was this a man or a woman? And he found out that the original footage that the police had made available to the media was altered. The timing and the speed had been altered, and when he played the video at normal speed, it very clearly looked like a man. Sometimes the police do this, and they even did this in the Elisa Lam case, and another researcher named Cody Fry found out that the footage had been altered and then played it at normal speed. This happens from time to time. But, I mean, Aaron made the observation that the perpetrator was wearing what he called a battle glove. And these are the type of gloves that are worn by wide receivers playing football. So, instantly, he began to look at the area, look at schools in the area that would have those types of gloves. And sure enough, Akil Crumpton is not only a former football player, but a former wide receiver. I mean, very good observations made by Aaron Stoner. I mean, he got the sport right, he got the position right. But here's one thing, and Aaron can correct me if I get any of this wrong, if I've misstated this, but I don't think a lot of us expected that Akil Crumpton would have been a wide receiver with the University of Georgia, which has somewhat of an elite football program, if I'm using that term elite correctly. Many people who play at the University of Georgia go on to play in the NFL, and when I was on the Lord and Arts channel, I heard that Akil Crumpton had actually had some very impressive plays with the University of Georgia. He was a lot more than just a bench warmer, and that the family of Elijah Wood is even surprised that someone who should have had a big career ahead of him, or at the very least had a future ahead of him, even if he didn't go into the NFL, would have committed a crime like this. And it's also important to note that Akil Crumpton was arrested in the state of Pennsylvania, not in Georgia. But, I mean, I'm surprised that someone who seemed to have a big future ahead of him as well would have done something like this. And it's absolutely just adding in another layer of sadness onto the subject. And lastly, I would like to just read something from an article that was put out by Fox 5 Atlanta that says, Oconee County, Georgia, the family of a murdered RaceTrac clerk said they are relieved to find out that his suspected killer, Akil Crumpton, is finally behind bars. It's almost been a year since 23-year-old Elijah Wood was killed, and this article came out on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, so it was just prior to the anniversary of the Elijah Wood murder. Elijah Wood was killed while working the overnight shift at the RaceTrac located on Macon Highway. Around 1:40 a.m. on March 19, 2021, a masked gunman walked into the store, pointed his handgun at Elijah Wood, and pulled the trigger. Everybody that works here in the last year had beat themselves to death over this case. It is very emotional for us, and it is very tiring for us. We are glad that the last chapter of this book has finished, County Sheriff James A. Hale Jr. said. I think from that statement, we can deduce that the police believe they have found the right guy, that there isn't any messing around about this. Did they get the right perp? They seem pretty confident that it was him. However, there's still the question of, why did Akil Crumpton allegedly shoot Elijah Wood? What was the motive for this crime? Nothing was stolen from the RaceTrac, and as Aaron Stoner even pointed out in his video that I was citing, that he walks in, he turns his hand inward, and makes somewhat of a confrontational gesture. And what Aaron had proposed was, it's quite possible that it was a gang initiation shooting, and maybe that would be a little bit more difficult to track down the motive, because on the Lord and Arts channel, John Lorden read off a statement from law enforcement that simply said they were going with the botched robbery angle. That's all they really had to say. I mean, maybe they don't even care about a gang initiation as a type of motive for the crime, or they are thinking that they've caught the guy, they've caught the perpetrator, and that's what they are focused on. All alleged, of course. Elijah Wood has not been, sorry, not Elijah Wood, Akil Crumpton has not been convicted of the murder of Elijah Wood. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because it is an update from a case that I had talked about previously on the channel. And rest in peace to Elijah Wood, and the family says that they are relieved that they could hopefully get some closure to this subject. So that is very good news. And we'll just see how this plays out in the courtroom, and we'll see about any updates in the future if this is going to trial, which I expect it will, but it really depends on how the lawyers are going to respond at this point. And everybody, please stay tuned, and you can visit the Lord and Arts channel, Aaron Stoner's channel, as well as Black Box Online Radio. Like, subscribe, share with your friends and family if you like what you hear, and I'll see you over on Instagram, BlackBoxNid88 for the bonus podcast. Until next time.